If you want to feel more calm, confident, and connected in your life, the Love Your Real Life membership is for you. Members love the simple daily challenges that help create small, consistent actions that lead to the change that they want. And then the live sessions that are throughout the month that leave them feeling grounded, relaxed, and supported. There's a link in the show notes to join. I would love to see you inside of this membership. Welcome to the Love Your Real Life podcast. I'm Faith Lauterbach, and this is a space to help you heal, rebuild, and create a life you truly love, even if it looks different than you imagined. Each week, I'll be sharing tools, encouragement, and real conversations about what it means to move forward after betrayal, heartbreak, or simply life not going as planned. I am honored to walk alongside you and help you love your real life. Hello, and welcome back to the podcast. As I'm recording this, it's the second week of December, and we are in the full holiday swing of things. But if it's not feeling like the most wonderful time of the year for you, I want you to know that it's okay to show up differently and to have different expectations of what it will look like this year. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 10, Navigating the Holidays During a Hard Season. The holidays can feel complicated when your heart is sad. While you might be trying to just survive, the world around you is talking about joy, togetherness, and magic. It can make you feel even lonelier and far away from where you are, quote unquote, supposed to be. I have had a few Decembers when I was also handling some really hard things. So if this is you this year, I want to know that you're not alone. And I also want to empower you to navigate this holiday when you're hurting. Not by pretending everything is fine, but by creating a season that honors your real life where you are right now. No pressure, no forced cheer, just some gentle and practical ways to move through this time with some more peace. So the first thing I want to talk about is to give yourself permission to let the holidays be different this year. One of the biggest sources of pain and disappointment is when our expectations aren't being met. And so in a hard season, if you're expecting the holidays to feel like they used to, you're going to be disappointed. When life changes, traditions often change too. And just to know, you're not failing because this year feels different. You're not doing it wrong because you don't feel the same excitement. And you're not ruining it because your heart isn't in the same place and you don't have the capacity for the same things that you've had before. Sometimes the most healing thing that you can do for yourself and the people you love is say, this year is different, and I'm going to allow it to be different. You don't have to recreate the past to make it through the season. You get to meet yourself where you are. Honestly, I believe going into each season, it's important to evaluate where you are currently and what traditions feel right each year. You are allowed to change the way you do things. And even if you aren't going through a specific hard time in your life, every year looks different than the year before. So allow yourself to honor that and decide what works this year. The second thing is give yourself permission to feel what you feel. If you're grieving, angry, numb, anxious, or unsure of how to show up, that's not something that has to be fixed. It's something to be aware of and to honor. You know, the holidays tend to stir everything up, and you might feel emotions that you weren't expecting. One minute you might laugh, the next minute you might cry. Some small thing might bring back a really big memory. That doesn't mean anything's wrong with you. It means that your heart is holding a lot. Instead of getting frustrated with these feelings, try telling yourself, there's nothing wrong with me for feeling this way. My feelings make sense. And I don't have to force joy to be worthy of love. You can be in a hard season and still be a good parent, a good friend, a good partner, a worthy human. Pretending everything is okay when it's not isn't good for you. It's not good for your kids or others around you. If you're going through a hard season right now, give yourself permission to feel what you feel. And give your kids permission to feel what they feel. Give them the example that you don't have to walk around pretending everything's perfect and okay when it's not. If you're going through something big this year, your kids know. They can feel it, they can see it. And if they ask you what's wrong and you say, nothing, everything's fine, you are telling them that they can't trust their inner knowing, that they can't trust what they already know to be true. So give yourself permission to feel what you feel and your kids permission to feel what they feel. Let them know it's okay to not be happy all the time, and we don't have to pretend. It's a great lesson for both ourselves and our kids and the people around us. The third thing is decide what you can do instead of what you should do. So hard seasons change our capacity. That is normal. That is human. Hard seasons change our capacity. So instead of asking, what should I do this holiday season? Ask, what can I do with the energy I actually have? Maybe it's going to the gathering, but only for an hour. Maybe it's deciding that you can't host this year. Maybe it looks like I can't do every tradition. I'm going to prioritize the ones that myself and my kids or whoever is most important in your life really means the most. Maybe you need to take a quiet day, a call in sick, and just stay in bed day. Maybe it means that you use more store-bought items this year instead of the homemade versions. Let your capacity be your guide here. Check in with yourself honestly about what you can do, and then make that the focus. The fourth thing is to create a plan for triggers. The holidays can bring specific triggers that aren't there the rest of the year. We have family dynamics, maybe an empty seat, shared memories that you only share with the people you're going to be around on certain days, questions you don't want to answer. Do you have that family member that asks you the questions that you just can't believe somebody's asking you? Or just being around people who don't fully understand what you're going through and aren't really curious about it. So here is something helpful that I learned is making a plan in advance. So before going to an event or a holiday gathering or whatever, ask yourselves, where might I need a boundary? And plan in advance for some simple things to say, like, I'm not ready to talk about that right now. Or thank you for your understanding. I'm taking things one day at a time. But having some go-to phrases can help in the moment so you don't feel like you have to over-explain. Maybe it's taking a moment to decide what events feel supportive this year. What events feel draining? Who feels safe to be around? And just know that you don't owe anyone a full explanation for protecting your peace. This isn't about convincing someone why you are doing things differently this year. And if you're like me, I tend to over-explain when I think I'm going to disappoint somebody. And that usually doesn't lead to more understanding. Usually that leads to confusion or me leaving the conversation just feeling like I said too much, or them trying to find reasons why you could still do what you're telling them you can't do. So just know you don't owe anyone the full explanation or over explaining about why you're making the choices you're making. You get to decide what works for you. The fifth thing is to build in small routines that bring you comfort. When life feels shaky, we need to build in moments of steadiness. So, creating little rituals that remind your nervous system that you are safe and supported. And it's usually the smallest things that have the biggest impact. So, something like a morning walk with a friend, starting your day with a cup of coffee and a meditation, playing relaxing music in the car, having a cozy movie night in, brain dump journaling for 10 minutes where you just allow everything that's in your brain to come out on the piece of paper, lighting a candle each evening to signify the shift, having a friend that you can text when things get hard. Hard seasons don't need these big fixes because fixing things is not usually possible in these moments. What is possible is building in regular moments to bring steadiness and calm to your life. These small things matter more than you think. The sixth thing is to make room for both grief and good. This part is really important. In a hard season, we can sometimes feel guilty for having a good moment, like joy is going to somehow betray grief. But healing allows for both. You can miss what you lost and still enjoy what you have. You can laugh, feel joy, have moments of happiness, and that doesn't mean that you're over it or that everything is okay. It means you're alive. And knowing that two things can be true at the same time allows you to live each moment in the present. Knowing that you can hold grief and joy together, it's beautiful. The seventh thing is to choose one meaningful thing. So if everything just feels too overwhelming, this is the time to simplify. Maybe ask yourself, what's one thing that would make this season feel a little more gentle for me? Maybe it's putting up a small tree instead of your big tree with all the ornaments. Maybe it's volunteering somewhere that feels meaningful to you. Maybe it's baking your favorite treat instead of 5 different things. Maybe it looks like taking a trip somewhere to get away for a weekend. Or maybe it's staying home and doing a jigsaw puzzle in your pajamas. Maybe it's starting a new tradition. This is not the time to measure success by how much you do, how much you get done, or how much you accomplish. Measure it by how meaningful each moment feels to you. And the eighth and final thing is remember, you don't have to be okay to be present. If you're worried about showing up imperfectly, I want to say this clearly. Your presence matters more than your performance. You don't have to be the life of the party. You don't have to be all cheerful to be loved. And you don't have to hide your real life for others to feel comfortable. You are allowed to be exactly where you are and who you are in this moment. The people that love you will understand that this season looks different. If the holidays feel heavy this year, please hear this. You are not behind because you're grieving. You are not broken because you're struggling. And you're not failing because this looks different. You're human, you're healing, and you're doing the best you can with what you've been carrying. So let this season be real. Let it be softer. And just let it be yours wherever you are right now. And if all you can do this holiday season is just show up, breathe, rest when you can, that is enough. I would love to invite you to a special workshop that will be on Thursday, December 18th, and it's going to be on Zoom, so you can come from wherever you are. It is about how to create presence, boundaries, and joy this holiday season. See the show notes for details about how to join in. Thank you so much for joining me today. And please know that I am in your corner and here to help you walk this path if you are struggling this holiday season. All right, until we meet again. Thank you so much for listening to the Love Your Real Life podcast. I hope that today's episode was just what you needed. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. And if you're looking for more support, check out the show notes for how to connect. Remember, no matter what your story holds, you are worthy of living a life that you love. Talk to you soon.